Hey, I'm Christy, and this is Crow de J. I've got lunch and dinner traveling tips for you today. So, I'm just telling you what I do, and I've done this for so long, and I have just kind of figured out little things that work for me. So, just passing those on. So, what I'll usually do is if I'm going out to eat for lunch or dinner, traveling, I will try to convince whoever I'm with to go to either sushi or Mexican. Those are my top favorites because sushi, you can always have the sushi chef make you a roll that doesn't have anything cooked in it. And it's really good. Usually they'll use cucumber on the outside instead of rice. You can also, have them use nori. And then they just fill it with vegetables. It's not a lot of calories, but it's a good dinner. And then when you get back, you can eat some fruit or some nuts or whatever to supplement. That's a good one. Mexican I also like because I can almost always get guacamole. And I will get the big dish of guacamole and just eat it. It's a lot of fat, but it's good fat. And I don't eat that all the time. So, when I travel, it's sometimes a good meal. And that'll fill you up, too. That's a good one. If I can't do those, pretty much any restaurant you go to, you can get a salad. Sometimes you can get really good salads with fruit and maybe some nuts on them. And I just go through, look at what's in the salad, have them always take out the cheese. Always ask if there's cheese on it because sometimes they think they're doing you this wild favor by putting cheese on things, even if it's not listed on the menu. So I always make sure it doesn't have any cheese. Ask, what's in the dressing. I always just preface my ordering with, hey, I'm a huge pain. I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions. No one's ever been offended by that or thought that was rude at all. So I'll do that. Also, pretty commonly, even not traveling, just going out to dinner or something, I'll bring my own food so I can just be social with my friend or whoever I'm with, and they can eat and I'll bring my food. And I always preface that too with something before I take it out. When the waiter comes, I'll say, hey, I'm on this kind of odd diet and I brought my food. Is that okay? And of course they always say that's fine. And I'll try to order, something like a little salad or something. So that's easy. However, with the salad, if you're traveling and you know that you're just going to have to eat a lot of salads, which happens a lot because, well, you can bring your food and your nuts, so you can always have those. And you can bring, of course, whatever you want. It's just a matter of keeping it cold. But if you don't have the option of bringing a cooler or that kind of thing, you're just relying on ordering out, you're probably going to end up with a lot of salad. So I will often ask the waiter if the chef can just put anything uncooked. And this is kind of hit or miss because it's amazing how many people don't really understand what raw is. Even though it's a pretty simple concept, it just means it's not cooked. People's ideas of foods are pretty entrenched, and sometimes they just don't get it, and you'll get your salad and it'll have a bunch of cooked stuff on it, particularly broccoli. I find almost always comes cooked, even if you ask for everything raw. So, but you can ask, specifically, hey, do you have any avocados? Do you have tomatoes? Do you have, whatever? And they can usually whip you up something really good. I find that a lot. So I carry this with me in my purse all the time because I don't know. I like to be able to be spontaneous, and that's sometimes a challenge being raw vegan. It's, for me at least, I've had some challenges being able to just get up and go because I want to know that I have food with me. If I don't have food with me, I'm like, and I don't know where I'm going. I don't know how long it's going to be till I can get to food. I try to just always keep food in my purse, which mostly means nuts and seeds, and usually I'll have an apple or an orange in there too, or banana. But this is something I also always carry. Now, this is in a bag, one of the cereal bags that I showed you on the last video. That's not what's in this bag. I reuse them because they're really good bags, and they have the Ziploc at the top, which is another good tip. You can always reuse this stuff. Eventually, I'd like to not purchase anything in plastic, but I'm not there yet. So what I have in here, and you can't really see it, but I've mixed up a bunch of things, and you can use whatever you want. I have quinoa, soaked and sprouted quinoa. It's raw, and then I dehydrate it. So I have quinoa. I've got nori that I just crushed up and put in there. I have sunflower seeds. I have pumpkin seeds. I have nutritional yeast. I think I have some greens powder in there too. But I just kind of mix it up. I didn't put this in the Cuisinart or anything. I just sort of crushed it all up and stuck it in a bag. So what I do is I just keep that in my purse, and I'll put that on top of my salads. Particularly if you're going to one of those iceberg lettuce places, which, by the way, if you go to Mexican, typically I don't order a salad because it's almost always iceberg. I don't know why. But, you know, if that's all you can get is iceberg, at least you've got your salad stuff to put on top of it. And this is really a lifesaver because you know you're getting protein, you're getting calories, and you're getting nutrients, particularly with the nori. Seaweed is so good for you. So those are my easy travel lunch and dinner tips. And I hope that helped. And I'll talk to you later. Live, love. Bye-bye.